live from the Quad Cities with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, important information regarding your retirement benefits that you may be overlooking. We'll learn more in our financial moment with Heidi.
And a group of diverse women with kids of all ages connecting for friendship and outreach. We will learn more about a pandemic-inspired organization called QC Modern Mamas.
And later, if you're a senior who is struggling to get your groceries or make it to the doctor's office, the Rock Island County Senior Center can help. They're here to talk about all the services they have to offer. You are watching Quad Cities Live. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier.
And I'm Kyle Keel, and there is a brand new farmers market in the QCA, open twice a month through the fall months. Joni Wolfbrandt is with the North Scott Farmers Market and joins us now on Quad Cities Live. Hi. This is an exciting time for you because this is the first farmers market in the North Scott area. And I mean, I feel like we're always talking about just the growth of the North Scott area. So why not add a farmers market?
Absolutely. We definitely need it. It's the first one in the area for a long time, so it'll be really nice. We're actually in Parkview, just right outside of Eldridge. So Daisy Lane's putting it on and everything, and so it's just going to be, right now there's 22 some vendors.
Oh, that's awesome. Great. So why do you feel, I mean, we have a couple of farmers markets. All of them are super successful. I mean, beyond the Freight House Farmers Market in downtown Davenport, they've got the one going on in Rock Island that's doing fabulously right now. Why do you feel like North Scott, though, and folks living there could really use the same thing, could use this farmers market? It's
handy. You know, it'll be with the food trucks and everything and the produce and everything, it'll be just so much nicer to have you know, coming home from work and stopping in and everything. Parkview is a beautiful community, has all kinds of families there and everything, and you know, Eldridge, and then we've got McCausland and DeWitt and everything.
Really accessible for those areas. And you actually just mentioned something, coming home from work. I love the hours that you guys have chosen for this farmers market because, as you know, instead of it being like a weekend morning or something along those lines, you're doing it a couple times a month, and it's going to be in the early evenings.
Yes, 4 to 6:30, 2 Tuesdays a month. You know, so that's really nice. You know, there'll be a food truck there. This time, there's a QC Fork in the Road.
Yeah, they're a popular one.
Oh my gosh, they have phenomenal food and everything. And then Kona Ice is going to be there too.
So can't go wrong with Kona Ice.
Who needs to cook tonight, right? It's too hot out, humid.
It's too hot, it's too humid. Yeah, stop on the way home, grab a bite to eat from a food truck, and grab some items for the rest of the week.
Oh, exactly. And our produce is going to grow, obviously. You know, the gardens aren't really fully have a lot of things in it yet, but the you know, the gals with the jams, the strawberries are there. There's going to be a strawberry farmer there. There's going to be bakers, all kinds of.
Yeah, let's talk about some of these items.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good outlet for people up in the North Scott area or nearby that may not be able to make it to the other farmers market to showcase what they have to offer. So you brought a lot of items with us. You mentioned the fresh vegetables, which I'm learning more and more about here. The rhubarb's not quite ripe, but this is rhubarb here. But we've got the vegetables, the jam you mentioned, and what's becoming very popular is the freeze-dried candy.
The freeze-dried candy is so hot, cannot keep it in the...
Really?
Yes.
No kidding.
No
My
kidding.
daughter had a bag of these, and she got them at a coffee shop recently, and she loved them too. So.
Oh yes, these are like ice cream. These are ice cream sandwiches, and they actually do taste like a.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, the produce that you guys are getting at the farmers market, Kyle just named off a few things. Is that all coming from local farmers and
a lot
producers?
of it, yeah, they're all local. They're not, you know, not farmed out anywhere, you know. So, which makes it really nice too, because we're a farming community.
Yeah.
So it makes it really nice to have local.
It's a good way to it's a good way to support your neighbors. Absolutely. You have some other items here, so it's not necessarily all things that we grow, but sometimes things that we make as well.
Absolutely. We've got these towels are really nice and stuff, and then we've got some little market bags. Everybody needs a market bag, right?
We do, yes. Off to the market. That is super duper cute.
We've got the jams and everything, and then some hostas, some plants and things, but there's all kinds of crafts. There's some some jewelry. There's handmade candles.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
And obviously, we're trying to get the word out about the North Scott Farmers Market since it's new. So if someone's watching and they're like, hey, I want to be involved, how can they sign up to be a vendor?
Go onto the Daisy Lane page and message Michelle, and she'll be more than happy to help you out and get you all taken care of and
That's great.
get you a spot. I mean, we want to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. We want to grow. We want to keep it. We're going to do this every year. So.
Yeah, well, you mentioned a little bit about the location, telling us that it is in Parkview. We have a map on the screen right now. Joni, just kind of explain what people are looking at and how they can get there. This is very easy to get to.
Absolutely. There's two entrances to Parkway,
Yeah.
two main entrances off of the frontage road there. And we're not at the Casey's one, we're at the other one. There's there's a daycare, there's a chiropractor in that as well. So, and the groomers there too. So,
Perfect.
and then Daisy Lane and stuff. So we're right out there. I don't think you're going to miss us because we're going to have
It's going to be great.
all kinds of people there, and just got to come out and see it.
Yeah, congratulations. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is.
Thank you.
The North Scott Farmers Market is going to be the first and third Tuesdays of the month from 4 to 6:30 p.m. as we mentioned at the parking lot of Daisy Lane. That's located at 606 Parkview Drive there in Parkview, Iowa. And from the sounds of it, there's been a lot of interest for this. And
Huge.
We're looking forward to the growth here in the years to come.
Thank you.
Thanks so much,
Joni,
Joni.
thank
We
you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Well, coming up on Quad Cities Live, ensuring the well-being of our loved ones by remembering to update important retirement plan information. We'll learn more next in our financial moment with Heidi.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Updating your beneficiaries. This may not be something you think of often, but you still need to make sure that you do it. It's time now for our financial moment with Heidi Hugheskamp-Collins. Heidi, welcome back.
Good to be here.
Thank you so much for coming in today. This is an important topic. We are focused today on why it's so important to update our retirement plan beneficiaries.
Right.
Especially after major life events. So let's start there.
Yeah, absolutely. So after a marriage or a divorce or a birth or a death, I mean, emotional events, and it's so easy to say, oh, I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times later never comes.
Right.
And then what we're faced with is someone dies unexpectedly and like maybe after a divorce or something, wouldn't it be horrific if your ex-spouse got your 401k benefits from your account, or maybe you got had a child much later in life, and your beneficiaries were your older children, and then that last beneficiary, the youngest child, gets left out.
Yeah.
And you pass.
Yeah.
So maybe your spouse gets left out, maybe your youngest children get left out. And yes, they can go to court, but it's expensive.
Right.
And
It's a hassle.
It's a hassle, and they might not win.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah.
And these are your hard-earned dollars. You want them going to the people that you want them to go to.
Yeah, I feel like you deal a lot in kind of making people face what is, not expected, but could happen. And unfortunately, like you mentioned, it's just like an appointment that you need to make. Or when somebody sends you a text message or calls you and you say, I need to call that person back. Well, if you don't do it, when you think of it, there's a chance you're going to forget to do it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people that would go into their benefits right now and maybe even be surprised at who they have listed as beneficiaries.
We go through our beneficiaries with our clients, every couple of years to make sure they're up to date.
Yeah.
Because you never know, and we will undoubtedly find some that aren't right.
Right. Yeah, I would expect that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about contingent or secondary beneficiaries.
Right. So the primary beneficiaries are who gets your money, after you pass.
Okay.
So usually, if it's a married couple, then the spouses name each other as their beneficiary, and then if they have children together, maybe their children are their secondary, or what's also called their contingent beneficiaries.
I see.
Okay, but let's say that one spouse passes. and then maybe your children would be the equal beneficiaries, primary beneficiaries, and then maybe your grandchildren
Sure.
or a charity are your contingent beneficiaries.
Wow, okay.
But it's really important, you know, again, you never know what's going to happen. You never know day to day. I mean, your, you know, younger children could get hit by a bus or, you know, be killed in an accident or something, you know, so if there is a change, you always want to be updating those beneficiaries, making sure you have both a primary and a contingent beneficiary.
Okay.
And if you don't have people as your contingent, maybe make it a charity.
Yeah, it is interesting that that's something that you can do, and I do feel like, I mean, even myself, when you go in at the end of the year, or you fill out those benefits, and you know, you make those elections, people may not know even what that means, so they'll just you know, throw in the person closest to them, whether it's a spouse or whomever, and then kind of leave the rest of the stuff out. So it's good to know what those mean, those terms mean.
Absolutely.
So we often see the option to designate a beneficiary as per my will. Not necessarily a good idea from what I understand.
Yeah, please never do that.
Okay.
Please never designate as per my will. It's not an accurate designation. It's not valid.
Okay.
And what will happen is that will have to go before a judge. And depending on the state where you live and depending on the judge, you know, those assets could go to someone that you don't want them to go to.
Okay.
It could go to someone, you know, the judge doesn't know that you're estranged from one of your children or from your sister or something like that. It could go to a family member that you don't want it to go to. And those are your hard-earned dollars. Again, you want them to go to the people that you love.
That you love, yeah. And also keeping in mind as well, just the legal hassles in general, if you don't go through these steps and make sure you've kind of crossed your T's and dotted your I's, because people in your close circle in your family are also going to probably have a lot of other things to do,
right?
You know, in that type of situation, God forbid. So you want to keep them from having to deal with that as well.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, to learn more about the services that Heidi offers, you're going to want to visit her website, hhcinvestments.net. And a quick reminder, we do a lot of segments together, and you can see our previous segments with Heidi by visiting kwqc.com and clicking the tab for Quad Cities Live. As always, great information. Heidi, thank you so much for being here.
Good to be here.
Thank you. Well, still to come on QCL, turning a tragedy into a blessing. We're going to learn more about the Maggie and Amos Foundation, honoring the memory of a mother and son who leave behind a legacy of kindness. In October of 2016, 31-year-old Maggie and her 3-year-old son Amos died in a house fire in Byron, Illinois, leaving family and friends feeling heartbroken and at a loss. But today, more than 7 years later, the Maggie and Amos Foundation works to promote kindness and support in the face of that tragedy while honoring the lives of Maggie and, of course, her son Amos. Joining me from the foundation are Megan Detman and Liz Overby. Ladies, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Obviously, this is very difficult. It's a difficult time to, you know, talk about something that is so tragic. But Megan, tell us a little bit as we start off about Maggie, the person that she was, her personality. I mean, just reading about her put a smile on my face.
Yeah, Maggie was just, she's a very unique person. You never knew, I worked with Maggie at Chain Education Center, and you never knew what you were walking into. She might be dressed as an elf. She might take a broom down the hallway sweeping because the Cubs and the Sox had played and the Sox swept the Cubs. And
I see.
She likes the Sox, I like the Cubs. She would race you down the hallway barefoot. We had often joked we didn't know how we did any teaching whatsoever because we were constantly in each other's classrooms throwing ideas at each other and stuff with each other for the kids. So just a very fun person to be around.
Yeah, it sounds like she was kind of a bright light.
Yes.
And working in the education system, she worked in special education, correct?
Yep.
So just a great person to have
Very much.
around the kids. And then Amos, talk a little bit about Amos, just 3 years old, right?
He had just turned 3.
He just turned 3. Also, a lot like his mom, though.
Oh, very much. Very inquisitive, very much wanting to explore the world. And
Cute.
His mom obviously ran 5Ks and did triathlons, and he would be right there with her. He loved Paw Patrol. He had a fish named Nose and a bunny named Fire Truck. He named those himself. Very proud of that. He had just gotten his first bike and was learning how to ride it. So it was really fun. My daughter and him were really good friends, and so they'd play together. And,
Wow.
And you get to see them kind of just enjoy being a kid together.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's amazing to be able to share these memories, which is what you guys have been doing over these years since they've passed. And while this is difficult, Liz, you guys have created this foundation, and it has created so much positivity in turn out of this tragedy. Tell us about the foundation.
So the foundation started when this all went down. We were all trying to kind of figure out what to do. And with it comes, with her love of teaching, we do the 5K, we have raffles, we have silent auctions. It's a huge day.
Yeah.
And all the money that we raise goes back into grants for the teachers in our area to improve their classrooms.
Make something engaging and
Yup,
fun.
STEM. We've had,
awesome.
along the lines of the special ed, one of our PE teachers bought bicycles that are inclusive for all of our students.
Oh, wow.
So there's all different grants we've given out to teachers to just better their learning environment.
Wow, amazing. So you guys are essentially giving back to local educators. I know you give back to libraries. You do community enhancement grants. So, I mean, this has all, you know, you guys have really found a bright light in kind of all the sadness. And you guys put this stuff together relatively quickly. So, because you've had this foundation in place for what, more than 7 years?
Yes. So Maggie passed away in October of 2016, and the conversations on this started, honestly, probably about November, December. Like, we've got to do something.
Yeah.
We were struggling, the kids within our school were struggling, and it was something for us to all work on together. So our first event was April of 2017, shortly after they had passed. And then we've had an event every year, with the exception of 2020. We unfortunately couldn't have an event, but we have every year tried to work to improve, to make it more of a family-friendly event that you can come spend the whole day, you can spend a couple hours, but there's something to do, or there's places to just kind of hang out and just enjoy the atmosphere and what's going on. It's really fun to just kind of sit back and look at what everyone else is doing and see what they're in the moment doing. Because, like, if Maggie and Amos were here, they would be running the 5K. They would be doing, you know, this year we're doing a hill climb. They'd be first ones trying to do that. They'd be playing the games, faces painted, everything. So,
well, we're looking at some photos of the Infinity event and just past occasions, which is what you guys are referring to. It's your annual Infinity event in honor of Maggie and Amos. It sounds like you guys put a ton of work into this. Not only is it a day about, you know, running around and racing and participating in a 5K, but it truly does feel like a community event. One thing, though, I did want you to speak on is the little story behind the title of the event.
So the Infinity event, the name Infinity came about because Maggie and Amos, they used to tell each other, "I love you, Infinity." And Maggie had an Infinity pendant that she would wear that I believe it was like a Mother's Day gift from Amos. And so that's how the Infinity event came to be known.
Special that you guys could remember that and use that in the name of this event. Okay, so you have the event is coming up this weekend. So let's talk a little bit about what folks can expect. We have the schedule on the screen right now, and you know, as I mentioned, you guys really pack it full of a lot of fun stuff so that people can really use this time to celebrate. So kind of tell us what to expect.
Well, we're starting with breakfast.
Gotta start with breakfast,
and it's the best food.
Miss Julie, she is our cook from Chena at the school. She makes homemade biscuits and gravy and a lot of other good food. But that was Maggie's favorite, so she makes breakfast. So we start that at 8 a.m. And then our bags tournament sign up starts at 10, and then we start the kids events. There's a bounce house, there's a face painter. Usually we have like chalk and just other games they can play. There will be an orb hunt, so there's some really good prizes for that, and that is adult and kids alike. We're going to do a hill climb, the 5K. We have live music from the Killer Bees and Burnin' Bush both.
It's an all-day event.
All day. We culminate with the silent auction goes all day, and then we have a live auction that leads into our music. And then we partnered up with the Rochelle Conservation Club. They provide food during the day that they're going to grill out. And then at night, they have a steak fry that people do have to call to order, but they
That's great.
All kinds of food to grill up. So it's a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you actually brought some raffle baskets with you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
are these some of the ones, the examples of what people can?
Yep. Some of them will be silent auction, and some of them will be our live auction. The live auction's at 6 o'clock, and for that we have things like we have Cardinals tickets, we have White Sox tickets, we have Cubs tickets, we have Bears tickets, we have half a hog,
A golf
we have
package.
a huge golf package.
Wow.
Somebody needs to bid on that before my husband does. We
Or
have
my husband.
we have a weekend at the local White Pines Ranch camp. But then for our silent auction, we have, you know, anything from a s'mores kit to large games.
That's
we have
great.
another 5K run, or no, it's a 1 mile run with through our park district. We have items like the staff.
You guys have it all.
Yeah,
Yes.
we get so many local donations. We're very, very blessed that the community really supports us.
They really do.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's amazing. And one thing I also was reading about on your website is because of events like this one, I think you guys have been able to donate back, what, more than 40,000?
48,000 right now.
48,000.
In the 7 years that we've done it. And even during our COVID year that we didn't have an event, we were still able to donate money into the community.
That's
and we
impressive.
that goes back to the classrooms through what we call ELF-size grants. They're just small grants to help teachers with something creative in their classroom, and we named that because Maggie liked the movie
Like
Elf,
Elf.
a lot.
I read that.
A lot.
I think one of the first times I ever met her, she was dressed as an elf when I came to Chena.
Yeah. So
That's amazing. Incredible what you guys have been able to do with her memory and Amos memory. So thank you for talking about that today. And if you want to learn more about the Maggie and Amos Foundation, or you want to donate, or you want to volunteer, you're going to want to visit the Foundation's Facebook page. We have that address on your screen right now. You can also just search for it in the search bar. Ladies, thank you so much for being here today and discussing a difficult topic, but also a really inspirational event that you guys have created.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, coming up in your next half hour of Quad Cities Live, connecting a diverse group of women across the QCA with one important thing in common: motherhood. We'll introduce you to the organization called QC Modern Mamas. And if you're a grandparent taking care of your grandchildren, the Rock Island County Senior Center has resources for you, plus ways to get free meals and transportation.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Connection, friendship, and generosity. That's what QC Modern Mamas set out to achieve during the pandemic. And today, the group is stronger than ever. Kara Cruzy and Elizabeth Thistlethwaite are here from QC Modern Mamas. Thank you both for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, I'm excited to talk with you. It sounds like a fabulous group. I want to hear more, Kara, really about the inception of the organization, because what a time to try and start something up, especially a group dynamic.
Right. Well, we, as a group, found that there was a need to be met. Obviously, we needed support during that time. We were all homeschooling. We had new babies that weren't being socialized. It was difficult. So we formed the group kind of just to provide support, and then why not throw some philanthropy in there too? So
yeah, you truly do it all, which we will get to. But Elizabeth, before we do, talk a little bit about how this group has grown over these last 4 or so years. Because, you know, while there was a specific type of need at that time, you know, in 2020, it's kind of like we realized, no, this is always a need, you know, to find that connection with other people that are going through similar things that, you know, you are.
Well, we started out as a group of probably about 10 ladies who got together just to socialize our children, like Kara was saying.
Yeah.
And we realized that there was a need in the community for us to teach our children to give back to our community. So that is what we focus on now. We've got about 32 members, and we work with other local organizations to provide assistance to women and children in the area.
Okay, yeah, because you partner with Family Resources for a number of things as well.
We have monthly meetings and then monthly events with our, usually just our mothers, and we try to partner those events giving back some way to our community. So we do clothing drives where we'll clean out our closets and we'll donate them to Dress for Success. We partner with Family Resources to provide meal or birthday treats every month for the children that are there.
That's awesome.
it is.
We've done period product drives.
Feminine products,
So any need that we have seen in the community that affect the women that that's what we try to get
We would
back
like to support other women.
Yeah, that's and that's
families.
very clear. And in that time, you guys have grown to more than 30 members, from what I've read. This is open to all moms in the area.
yeah.
So, you know, I think that's so important to make that clear. Kara, you guys talk about you have a diverse
We do.
Variety of moms, and even on top of that, moms of kids of all ages.
Right, right. We go from infant all the way to teenage years and beyond if they want to.
Yeah.
You know, and we get together, like we said, socialize the children. We go on field trips,
Yeah.
which is really fun with other businesses in the area. And we just typically have a really good time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not just for the kids, it's not just for the moms, it's for everyone in the group.
Yeah, that's great. And I want to talk a little bit about the social events that you guys put together, because beyond all of the outreach that you do, which is truly amazing, you guys just have fun.
We do.
Some of the things that I read about are nights in and nights out. You talked a little bit about play dates with, you know, moms that have little kids. But yeah, describe some of the other things that you guys have recently put together that you think maybe some other moms that are watching right now would be super interested in.
One of my favorites is the Galentine's party.
Oh, yes.
We do a holiday party.
And the holiday party is a family party.
Yeah.
So that's spouses and all of our kids.
That's really
it's
fun.
a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
We get together for Halloween and Easter egg hunt.
Okay, you guys
we
put together your own Easter egg
do.
hunt.
We do.
That's great. One thing I thought was cool was your Valentine party that you were just talking about. You guys actually, you make Valentines.
We do.
And you deliver them to an oncology department.
Unity Point. Yep. And it's get well soon, feel better,
Yeah.
you know, all the love. And our kids work hard.
Yes.
They do. They put together all kinds of
They
cute
take a lot
things.
of pride in it.
They do.
And
They do.
I think, you know, how important, Elizabeth, would you say it is for our littles, whether they are littles or teenagers, to see us as parents, as moms, doing these things to give back to our community?
It's a huge focus of ours. We actually, everything that we do in the community, our children are involved in.
Yeah.
Like, they delivered the Valentine's cards. We go shopping for, we volunteer, we host 2 families every Christmas. Our kids do all the Christmas
They
shopping
do.
for
It's
them.
great. I love that.
So, like,
yeah.
we are teaching our children now at a young age to give back to the community.
Yeah.
Very
It's
cool.
a big part of it.
You have an upcoming summer service project, which we are all talking about, almost out of school, or our kids are out of school, but it's going to be back here before we know it. So this is kind of a backpack, a fill the backpack event.
Yes.
So we're actually partnering with the Silvis Walmart on this one.
Okay.
They have generously agreed to donate 24 backpacks, because we always donate 24. And they're going to provide the backpacks for us this year. And then what we'll do is we will shop for all the supplies, and then our kids will pack the backpacks, and then we will donate them to kids in need in our community.
That's my favorite part. The kids get together and they put all the supplies in the backpacks. They love doing it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome that you guys are able to do this. I think you have, you know, touched a lot of different moms out here that are watching and looking for not only ways to get involved, but maybe ways to make a new friend. Because it does feel, regardless of a pandemic or COVID, I think sometimes it can be very isolating to be a
especially if you're
parent.
moving to the community and don't know anybody.
Yeah.
And we
absolutely.
have a lot of new members that come in through their businesses that don't know a single person, and they find us somehow, and
they reach out.
They reach out.
It's
and
a
join the
blessing.
club.
I was going to ask, so if somebody wants to become a member of QC Modern Mamas, how would they go about doing
Find
that?
us on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on social media.
We're under QC Modern Mamas.
Okay.
You can search us. We have a public page that's searchable, and then we have a private page that we reserve for our members only.
Okay.
That will provide addresses of where our events are.
Okay.
And pictures of our children, which we don't post on our social
public
page.
site.
Okay, well, we have that that page up for you right now, not the private one, of course, but this is how you can find QC Modern Mamas on Facebook, and this is how you're going to know about upcoming events and just ways to join the group and get involved.
Yeah, and have fun.
Yes, and have fun, most importantly. Kara and Elizabeth, thank you so much for being here today. Sounds like an awesome thing that you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, up next on Quad Cities Live, free meals and transportation with a little help from the Rock Island County Senior Center. When we return, we'll show you all the ways they can help you or a loved one.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
We all need a little help now and then, and somebody to keep us company.
And at the Rock Island County Senior Center, there is plenty of both. Emma Rivera and Erica Houston are joining us now on Quad Cities Live. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being here
having
today.
us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Emma, we want to talk with you first. We want to talk about the Senior Center itself. What do you guys do there? I know it's operated through Project Now.
Yes, so we have services. We have a very popular one that is the Benefit Access Program that helps with the license plate discount for seniors, and also it allows with Bus Pass. It's good for 2 years. That's a very popular program. We have Medicare, and we help out with SHIP counseling.
Oh, sure.
And then we have transportation, we have congregate, we have grandparent raising grandchildren services.
Oh, wow.
We have the ADRD program, we have a T-Care program. We do activities for seniors who are homebound who can't get out. We send out activity kits monthly. We try to play bingo inside, and then we have virtual bingo as well for the ones who can't get out online.
So you guys do it all. So.
Everything.
There's absolutely nothing that you do not do. No, but really talk a little bit, Erica, about these services and oftentimes how many of those services are designed to keep people living independently at their own homes.
Well, we always understand that everybody needs a little assistance, and that's what we're here for, so that they can stay independent. One of the services that we offer is our REMROL transportation. That really helps a lot, especially those that don't have somebody that comes in to help them take them to appointments.
Okay.
We can take them to the grocery store. It's a door-to-door service, so we pick them up right at their home. We'll bring them right back.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing. I have to imagine some of these folks they're just so grateful
Oh, absolutely.
to know that this is available to them.
I think that we are grateful that we can help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great services that you provide, and one of the things you guys pride yourself on are the home cooked meals that you provide for these people. Like, they're able to come to various locations across the QCA to get a home cooked meal. I mean, who doesn't like a home cooked meal? And, you know, some people, they can't provide that for themselves.
Right, so yes, we would like for, if anyone, if you're able to come out and about, please stop by the Senior Center and enjoy a meal. Call the day before so we can at least get you on the list, because there is a 24-hour notice, so that way they can have a count.
Of how many people are coming?
To have it and socialized as well.
And there's several different locations. It's not just Davenport, Moline. I see you have a location in Kelowna. So it's
East Moline.
very much across the QCA. You can see some of those locations on your screen right now.
Oh, wow, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
It's different spots. I have to ask, with that, with you guys being able to provide meals at all of these locations, and you also deliver meals as well?
Yes.
You can do that to homebound seniors?
We have home delivered services for homebound seniors. As long as they qualify for that, then we can sign them up. If they live in a specific area, then they can have a hot delivered meal Monday through Friday. And if they're outside of our deliverable area, we do have another option called Mom's Meals that we can sign them up for, and that's delivered through another service that we help provide straight to their home. They get 10 meals every 2 weeks.
That is awesome. Do you ever need, do you guys work with volunteers at all? I mean, do you ever need folks to help come in, prepare meals? I mean, it sounds like you do quite a bit.
Yes, we have accepted it with volunteers.
You do, okay.
And, you know, it's very important. We go back to the whole transportation thing. You know, you provide transportation to these meal sites, but really you can take these people anywhere they need to go. They just need to give you at least a 24-hour notice.
Yes, we do ask for a little bit of a notice so that we can get our scheduling correct, but we are Rock Island and Mercer County. Those are the two counties that we assist with. But if they need to go to the grocery store, we can take them there. If they need to go to the doctors, if they need to go to the salon.
It just feels like you provide them with so much dignity, you know?
Yes.
I think it would be so difficult to, you know, be not necessarily, I mean, homebound, obviously that would be difficult, but to not be able to get to where you need to go and do the things that you've done for your entire life.
Absolutely.
So the fact that you guys can help them get a little bit of that independence, that dignity that is, you know, so important.
Absolutely.
That's huge. You guys also offer information and assistance services. I have to imagine that this would be huge for seniors as well, because so much has changed in technology, and there's so many things that they have to like sign up for, and all that has to be done online. I would imagine that you know, you have quite a bit of people that need help with that.
We do, yes. We just ask they call and make an appointment. We can help with some online services. We do what we can.
And you want to provide fun too. I mean, it's not all the serious stuff of getting to appointments and getting your license plate renewed, but I mean, you host special events all the time to bring out the fun.
Yes, we definitely try. Like I said, we'd like to have some more online bingo players. So if you're interested in playing virtual bingo, give our office a call and we'll deliver the bingo cards to you.
Oh, fun.
And I don't think we quite touched on this yet. You know, you've got, obviously, it's a senior center, but there's some certain stipulations on the age ranges, right, for the services you provide?
Yes. So for benefit access program, that is 65 and older, or otherwise being qualified disabled and by Social Security office. And then also for congregate, that's 60 and over.
Okay. So if somebody's watching right now, maybe they are a senior who heard several things that they could, use some help with, or maybe somebody who has a loved one who is a senior, they can learn about all of these services by either, I'm sure, calling, or you guys have a really a great website that's going to help them out.
We do. We have projectnow.org, but the Senior Center also has their own Facebook page.
Okay.
A lot of information is on their upcoming events, and bingo is on there as well.
That's great. That's great.
Of course, we've got the projectnow.org website on there. Just click on Senior Services for all of that information. Erica and Emma, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having us.
And thank you for watching Quad Cities Live.
And your local news at 4 is next.